Beyond the Gate spoilers for Friday, September 26th suggest that Joey Armstrong will do what he does best, issue a dire threat, while Nicole Richardson will comfort a distraught Vanessa McBride. During the Thursday, September 25th episode, Vanessa's world was flipped upside down when she learned that her husband, Doug McBride, had died in a car crash while under the influence of alcohol. Of course, BTG fans know that Joey had Detective Marcel Malone organize the entire incident that was far from an accident. Vanessa and Joey were in Puerto Rico on a romantic getaway when she got a call from Jacob Hawthorne. The woman immediately started to spiral upon hearing the news of Doug's demise. The couple quickly decided to head back to Fairmont Crest during the September 25th show, so by today's episode, they should be back home. Nicole is Vanessa's best friend and a therapist, so the good news is she'll be able to help support her friend during this dark time. Across town, it sounds like now that Leslie Thomas has inherited a whack of cash, she'll spoil her daughter Eva Thomas with an expensive gift on Friday's show. With that said, what exactly will Leslie buy Eva? Could it be a luxury car? A sweet condo so she can move out of the hotel? Only time will tell. In other Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday, September 26th, Shanice Johnson will be seen as she keeps something massive covered. It looks like she'll continue to keep Derek Baldwin's secret regarding his progress. Derek is not only able to feel his legs, but was also able to somewhat stand this week when he was desperate to retrieve Ashley Morgan's ring after it fell on the ground. Shanice is bound by HIPAA and not allowed to share Derek's medical information with anyone, but will she purposely do something outside her role as his physiotherapist that crosses a line? Finally, let's talk about Joey's dire threat. Who will he issue this warning to? It would seem odd for him to threaten Marcel, after all. The sketchy cop helped him get rid of Doug. With that said, could Bill Hamilton question Joey on Doug's passing? Beyond the Gates spoilers remind fans that Joey is as dangerous as they come. So calling the casino owner out would be a stupid move on Bill's part. And Bill's not a stupid man, so it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out. As usual, Leslie is the talk of the town, or at least Orphe Jeans, where Mona and Jan catch the audience up on the fact that their former pal is rich and determined to move into Fairmont Crest. Speaking of which, Leslie tells her daughter that it's moving day. No, her new mansion isn't ready yet, but she wants to basically do a set swap. Leslie will move into Eva's hotel room, while Eva can move into their old apartment building, which Leslie bought for her. Again, how is she doing so much with that $1 million, which is the only payment she's received? Leslie changes the topic to Eva's feelings for Tomas. Her advice to Eva? Show Tomas that she's a better option than Kat. Sending Eva off to work, Leslie says she's planning to meet someone in the hotel room. One guess as to whom she's expecting. But if you guessed Ted, you'd be wrong. It's actually Peaches, the woman who was like a mom to her. And yet again, Leslie is spreading around money, giving a big, fat check to the older woman so she can get the treatment she needs. Oh, and Peaches can move into one of the apartments in Eva's new building. As Jacob and Derek work out at the latter's apartment, the cop realizes that Shanice is also aware that the fireman's getting feeling back in his legs. Both Jacob and Shanice are clearly struggling with the guilt of keeping quiet. In fact, Jacob makes it clear he's not going to keep this under wraps much longer, especially since Derek also wants him not to tell Naomi. Derek gets ticked, but Jacob won't budge it. He accuses Derek of testing Ashley or doubting their relationship, and warns he should not go into marriage with a secret like this. Derek promises if he makes major progress, he'll tell Ashley. Andre arrives at the hospital as Ashley is telling Shanice the news about Doug. He wants to break the news about having married Dani, but Ashley already knows. He tries explaining it's not what it looks like, but then notices the engagement ring on Ashley's finger. He calls Derek her comfort zone and makes it clear he thinks they were meant to be together, but she refuses to take what he's saying seriously. Insisting she loves Derek, Marcel swings by the casino to tell Joey that he's Caribbean-bound. But Joey puts the kibosh on that idea, saying he needs the crooked cop to stick around. Otherwise, it'll look suspicious to have Marcel flee immediately after Doug's death. Meanwhile, Vanessa meets with Nicole at Uptown to share news of Doug's death. Joey offers to drive Vanessa to see her son, but she demurs, saying Nicole has agreed to take her. As the illicit lovers hug, Nicole enters and sees their embrace. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, September 29th, imply some major moments in the land of Fairmont Crest. Naomi Hawthorne and Jacob Hawthorne have some big news on the horizon, while Andre Richardson will have a request. Plus, Dani Dupree betrays someone. Keep reading to find out what happens on Monday's show. Beyond the Gates spoilers. For Monday, September 29th, reveal some big news for Naomi and Jacob. From the looks of this week's BTG preview, it sounds like the two are expecting a baby. With that said, it seems as if Jacob will be pumped over the idea of becoming a dad, while Naomi won't be too overly thrilled. Then again, it may not be that she isn't happy, so much as she is nervous. Pregnancy is not for the weak. Across town, Andre will have a request for Dani. The two did get hitched in Las Vegas during the week of September 26, and while Dani did ponder an annulment, at the end of the day, as Bill Hamilton was jealous over her wedding, she decided to keep the marriage as is. Andre will ask Dani if he can move into her house, although it looks like she won't be overly receptive to the idea. Still, how can a husband and wife decide to stay married, but not live together? Speaking of Dani, Beyond the Gates spoilers note that she'll betray her new hubby by kissing her old one. The BTG promo for the week of September 29th to October 3rd shows Dani kissing Bill in his office at the firm. To be frank, it doesn't look like he's objecting much to the lip lock. So what does this mean for Dani and Andre? And Dani and Bill? In fact, he reaches in for the kiss with Dani just as much as she is. Are BTG fans witnessing a Bonnie reunion? F. Haley Hamilton catches wind to this. She'll lose her mind. Still, the very fact that these two are playing kissy face at the law firm means they could get caught by just about anyone. Next week on Beyond the Gates, get ready for blasts from the past. Devastating blows, tense exchanges, and revealing confessions. Kat is dealt a blow. Does it have anything to do with Eva putting Tomas's insecurities to bed? Meanwhile, the Hawthorns receive game-changing news. How will Jacob and Elon react? Speaking of family news, Vanessa's son returns, and he immediately demands answers. What happens when he encounters Joey? Surely, the corrupt casino owner will keep away from his lover's son. Also, how long before Donald McBride finds out about his mom and Joey? Monday, September 29th, episode number 139. Chelsea and Joey receive unwelcome blasts from their past. Eva puts Tomas's insecurities to bed. Vanessa seeks the truth about Doug from Jacob. Tuesday, September 30th, episode number 140. Kat is dealt a devastating blow. Nicole and Carlton share an intimate moment under watchful eyes. Martin resets some boundaries. Ted and his nephew discuss their affairs of the heart. June gets a little help from her friends. Wednesday, October 1st, episode number 141. Haley discovers her husband's been playing detective. Derek feels left out in the cold. Dani confesses her addiction to Anita. Donald McBride shows up and demands answers. A passionate lip lock leaves emotions hanging in the balance. Thursday, October 2nd, episode number 142. Bill's ex plants seeds of doubt while Haley looks toward the future. Naomi has a tense exchange with her newest family member. Vanessa's son encounters Joey while on an intense fact-finding mission. Friday, October 3rd, episode number 143. The Hawthorns receive news that could change their lives forever. In the romance department, Ashley is faced with her new normal. Dani has an unconventional proposal for Andre. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, September 29th, 2025, reveal that the truth is finally coming out. Jacob gives Vanessa a much-needed update about Doug. Doug McBride is dead, which came as a shock to BTG viewers. He was first introduced as a cardiac surgeon who struggled with gambling addiction. It caused strain to his marriage with Vanessa and messed with his career. What didn't help was that Doug racked up a massive debt thanks to Joey, whom he had no intentions of owing back. This led him to spiral even further. Vanessa left town and her husband behind. She had had enough of his gambling ways. even though Jacob called and told her the truth while she was in Puerto Rico, lying in bed next to Joey. On Monday's episode, Vanessa will seek the truth about Doug from Jacob in person. She must want more details about what happened. How will she react? Meanwhile, Chelsea and Joey will receive unwelcome blasts from their pasts. Who is coming to haunt them this time around? Could Allison be Chelsea's blast from the past? And how will they cope? It doesn't look good for either of these characters. Meanwhile, Tomas struggles with insecurities, but Eva wants to put those insecurities to bed, so to speak. This could have to do with his and Kat's inability to be on the same page. In bed. We're interested in seeing what's next for these two. Who do you like Tomas with more, Kat or Eva? Let us know in the comments section. Beyond the Gates has had its first major character death with Dr. Doug McBride on Thursday, September 25th's episode. But, as soap opera fans are wont to do, there was speculation that perhaps Jason Graham wasn't going to be leaving the show. After all, a car wreck, even one that's on fire, doesn't always keep a good daytime character down. But it looks like Graham is leaving BTG, and his co-star Lauren Buglioli's recent Instagram post has confirmed it. Buglioli shared Graham's rap day with fans, posting a video to Instagram that shows the crew giving the actor a round of applause and cheers on BTG's hospital set. He expressed, "I love you all. You guys are family for life," as they returned the sentiment. Off camera, Buglioli said, "I love you, husband," paying tribute to their characters on the soap. She plays Vanessa McBride, Fairmont Crest's resident real estate agent, whose marriage to Doug was rocky due to his gambling addiction and her infidelity. Buglioli also shared a photo of her and Graham in front of the BTG logo. Vanessa is likely to be in for a grief arc in the wake of her husband's death, especially since she was in Joey's bed when it happened. She doesn't trust that her lover didn't have anything to do with the upending of her life. It seems Doug may have met his untimely fate due to Joey's nefarious deeds. It's always a sad day when soap fans have to say goodbye to an actor they've come to enjoy on screen. BTG viewers did so earlier this year when Maurice Johnson exited the role of Ted Richardson. But the character stuck around with Keith D. Robinson stepping into the doctor's loafers. The same cannot be said for Doug, but a fiery car wreck does leave the door open for him to make a return one day. The writers could reveal he wasn't the one burnt to a crisp, or they may pull a lever they've yet to use. BTG hasn't cashed in on the capabilities of its plastic surgeons, so if a face swap is needed to explain a recast, Ted might just get a call no one expects, and Vanessa could be in for another life-changing twist. Jason Graham and Lauren Buglioli have played husband and wife Doug and Vanessa McBride since Beyond the Gates premiered on February 24th of this year, but after the events of the September 25th episode, in which Vanessa learned that Doug died in a fiery car crash, likely while drinking, that union, and Graham's time on the new CBS soap, has come to an end. Buglioli marked the occasion by paying tribute to her former co-star. The actress posted a video to Instagram that showed footage of Graham's last day on set and captioned it, "I love you, husband, at Jason Graham 69H, Beyond the Gates CBS." The video, taken by Buglioli, started with the cast and crew present that day giving the actor a standing ovation. Leading the charge was executive producer Julie Hanan Carruthers, who was holding his hand and saying, "We love you." Graham seemed overwhelmed by the attention as he stepped back to take it all in before saying, "I love you all." Several in the crowd yelled back that they loved him too. "This has been a great experience," he continued, adding, "and you all are family, for life." As viewers know, gambling addict Doug's death was no accident. It was orchestrated by Joey Armstrong, Vanessa's lover and a casino owner. In Buglioli's video, Joey's portrayer, John Lindstrom, could be heard off-camera adding, "Like it or not." Graham turned to him and laughed before he said, "Exactly." That's when Buglioli can be heard chiming in, "I love you, husband." Graham looked right at her and blew her a kiss. Lindstrom also praised Graham in the comment section of Buglioli's post, declaring, "One of the best I've ever had the honor to play with. Thank you at Jason Graham 69. While this camaraderie between the on-screen husband and wife and the other man in their marriage is endearing, Their on-screen entanglement wasn't quite so amiable. Doug and Vanessa's marriage was rocky from the show's debut, with the duo facing empty nest syndrome now that their twins had headed off to college. Doug turned a blind eye to Vanessa's cheating while he fell into the gambling addiction and its resulting debt that caused her to get into bed with Joey, both metaphorically and literally. Doug wanted both of them out from under Joey's thumb and had begun to make some threatening moves that put everything in jeopardy, and, it would seem, ultimately cost him his life. BTG spoiler alert. Here are your Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of Monday, September 29th to Friday, October 3rd, 2025. Be sure to tune in to CBS every weekday to see how everything plays out in Fairmont Crest. Monday, September 29th. Chelsea and Joey receive unwelcome blasts from their pasts. Eva puts Tomas's insecurities to bed. Vanessa seeks the truth about Doug from Jacob. Tuesday, September 30th. Kat is dealt a devastating blow. Nicole and Carlton share an intimate moment under watchful eyes. Martin resets some boundaries. Ted and his nephew discuss their affairs of the heart, while June gets a little help from her friends. Wednesday, October 1st. Haley discovers her husband's been playing detective. Derek feels left out in the cold. Donald McBride shows up and demands answers. A passionate lip lock leaves emotions hanging in the balance. Thursday, October 2nd. Bill's ex-plants seeds of doubt, while Haley looks toward the future. Naomi has a tense exchange with her newest family member. Vanessa's son encounters Joey while on an intense fact-finding mission. Friday, October 3rd. The Hawthorns receive news that could change their lives forever. In the romance department, Ashley is faced with her new normal. Vanessa finally reached breaking point with Doug on Beyond the Gates. She admitted the gambling, the lies, and the constant distance pushed her into Joey Armstrong's arms. She even slipped off her wedding ring as she chose a new life. But as Vanessa started again, Doug's fate took a shocking turn. And fans are left asking if this is really the end for him. Doug McBride began as a respected heart surgeon, but outside the hospital, his addiction to gambling was always pulling him under. What started as late nights at Joey Armstrong's gambling den soon became a full-blown obsession that drained his marriage of any love that was left. Instead of spending his nights with Vanessa, Doug spent them chasing losses. By the time he realized the damage, he owed Joey more money than he could ever repay. Joey wiped away the debt once, but then offered Doug even more cash, which only dragged him deeper. Doug tried to balance the pressure of high-stakes surgery with high-stakes gambling, but it was never going to work. The cracks in his life kept widening, and Vanessa could see him slipping away completely. Everything finally came crashing down during one last furious argument. Doug stormed out, heading straight back to the cards. For Vanessa, that was it. She packed up and left and ended up in Joey's bed, where she took off her wedding ring and started over. While Vanessa was moving on, Doug caught a rare break and won big at the tables. For a brief moment, it seemed like things might finally turn around. But that hope didn't last. Doug called Vanessa in what sounded like a goodbye, and soon after, he was drugged and killed in a fiery crash. While Doug's life ended, Vanessa was already enjoying a romantic escape with Joey. Doug's death marks the first major character exit since Beyond the Gates premiered in February. Jason Graham, who brought Doug to life, has now bowed out of the CBS daytime drama. Viewers who've followed his story from the start know how much of an impact his character made in just a few short months. Lauren Buglioli, who plays Vanessa, shared a behind-the-scenes video of Graham's final day on set. The clip showed cast and crew saying their goodbyes, proving how much he'll be missed on and off screen. Doug's downfall leaves behind a messy trail that promises plenty more drama. His gambling, his broken marriage, and the way his story ended will echo through the Dupree family for a long time. And with Vanessa now tied up with Joey, things are only going to get more complicated. It feels like the end of one chapter, but the start of something even more dramatic. Still, fans can't shake the question, is Doug truly gone, or will the shadow of his choices haunt everyone left behind? Stay tuned to Soap Opera Daily for all the latest twists, turns, and surprises from Beyond the Gates.